So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and wherever you are in the world, in the universe. Welcome to today's sharing of Harmonize2Energize. My name is Terry Matthews, and it's been my privilege to share aspects of JIN SHIN JYUTSU self-help for about 4.5 years in this format called Harmonize2Energize. For anyone who's completely brand new, JIN SHIN JYUTSU is an art of harmonizing life energy, sometimes called life force or prana, as it moves through energy pathways in our body or not, moves congruently or not. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, we can adjust that movement of the energy with what we call safety energy locks. There's 26 of them, left and right of the spine, 3 in the arms. And they're the size of, or the diameter of the palm of your hand. They're unique to you. And what we do in JIN SHIN JYUTSU to keep these energy pathways clear and our whole soul, mind, body in harmony is we can place our fingers on these energy locks, our thumbs, back of our hands, or palms. And simply placing them there draws energy in those pathways to move. And as it moves, it starts chipping away at any blockages. If you're fortunate enough not to have any blockages, then I bow to you. But most of us, through our thoughts, words, and deeds, create a little or large tension in these pathways. So we simply use our hands and fingers and thumbs, etc., to move that energy along so that it moves towards harmony. And as a result, life can move in more balanced ways. So today, I wanted to talk about mainly Safety Energy Lock 11, partly because we are on the Thursday, the 11th of January, and when you do the numerology, that is, you add up all the numbers that represent the first of the month, the 11th day, and the year, they come to an 11. If you took away the 20 part of 24 and just added the 1, the 11, the 24, that comes to a 9. Now that leads me into saying that the safety energy locks all have understandings, explanations, relationships, and a 9 is an end of a cycle, beginning of a new. And 11 is really about letting go of any excess baggage that we've held on to up until this point. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, Mary Eno Burmeister, who brought the art from her master, Jiro Murai, created a framework called depths. And I see them as fields of energy at different dimensional vibrations, if that makes sense. Another way of looking at it could be different levels of consciousness. And I said last week that in the beginning was the word, and we talked about 8th depth, the as above, so below, but not at the beginning. At the beginning was, my understanding is, the 9th depth, which was the no thing, the space from which everything else was born, if you like. And when we talk about that movement of energy, we're going to experience what we are feeling, what we are connecting to within our own energy field, and then place our hands on energy locks that will relate to those depths at a certain level. So, in effect, we're moving energy from a more subtle level to a more denser level. I hope that's reasonably clear. And What I want to say is, just so that if you're completely brand new, don't worry if you don't understand it straight away. It's a journey that we're on. And the more we let go, which is the theme of the 11 and today, the more our consciousness expands and we start making relationships and connections, and we see things that maybe we didn't see before. And as long as I've been on this journey with the art of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, that has been what has happened for me. So one of the cardinal ways we approach the practice of JIN SHIN JYUTSU is we exhale before we inhale. So we let go in order to receive the cosmic purified energy, Mary would say. And for new people, I want you just to understand that this is a whole body breath. This is not just, oh, I'm breathing out from my lungs. This is actually a breath from head through the hip line to your feet. And then as you inhale, you receive cosmic purified energy from your feet back through your hip line, back to your head in like an oval. So it's a full body breath. And before we begin the practice that we're going to do today about letting go, let's just get that idea. Let's just embody it for a few breaths. Just sit up straight as you can. If you need a cush, tuck a cush behind you. Keep your spine as straight as you can. You can place your hands in your hip line, just here in the groin area. Just close your eyes and then just turn off any cell phones or anything else that's going to distract you. And then just exhale. There's not a particular style of breathing here, out through the nose, in through the mouth, whatever. Whatever actually comes natural to you. And then I want you to imagine, if you can't feel it, that the energy is moving from your head down the front of your body through that hip line area to your feet, reaching the big toe, safety energy lock 7, and then reversing, coming back up in this spiral or oval. So let's just practice that for 3 exhalation inhalations. Here we go. As you're exhaling, just drop your shoulders. Imagine them sinking all the way down through your body to your feet and to the earth beneath. I like to think of it as connecting to all the aspects of the earth that we can relate to, the minerals, the water, all those solid aspects of matter that will take away excess energy from us and recycle it. It's like the mother taking care of us, the Mother Earth. She takes care of us, she prunes us a little bit before we're allowed to receive and regenerate by the inhale. And as we inhale, the energy is moving this spiral up the back. Before it again then goes down the front on the exhale to earth. And then we receive cosmic purified energy on the inhale. And one more time. So just notice how you feel after that exercise. Beth mentioned earlier about, were you relating more to the outside moving in as you're doing your self-help, or the inside energy moving out? Just make some observations if you can, if you want. Mainly just notice how you feel in your heart. And perhaps you felt a little bit more relaxed than you did 3 exhalation inhalations before. If you didn't, that's fine. We can carry on that exercise. Mary Baumeister talked about the 36 breaths, 3 and a 6 being 9. And that 9 can be defined as end of a cycle, beginning of a new. And she purposefully subdivided movements of those depths energies into 4 sets of 9 breaths. I sometimes think of it as just connecting with total spaciousness and allowing our energy field to grow, expand, and transform. And maybe it takes more than 36 breaths for you to feel that. So I prefer not to get hooked into it must be 36. It could be multiples of 9. Could be up to 108. Could be more. You just connect to the energy and then allow it to guide you and see how you feel. Were there parts of your energy field or your body that were feeling blocked before that are no longer feeling so blocked? Or did you feel there was, oh my gosh, there's more to be done here, whatever you felt? And, you know, sometimes that idea of holding on to stuff is why we're still feeling blocked. Because mentally, emotionally, perhaps, we have some kind of energy around a particular aspect of our life. And it's difficult because part of us doesn't want to let go. In JIN SHIN JYUTSU, when we do flows or practice moving energy on the left side of the body, that encourages an exhale. So today, as we do the practices, I'm going to emphasize for all of us to use the left side flows, the left side practices, and I will demonstrate so that you can see what I mean. So the exhale, the letting go. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're holding on to. Whatever has given you some charge may be impeding your total harmony. And if that's the case, all the different labels that we can think of may form as a result of that resistance. So let's start moving any excess baggage and see if we can connect balance and harmony through safety energy lock 11 and flows that help us release it. I'm just going to read. Can you mute yourself if you're not already? I see some of you are not. Okay, here we go. So there was a book published called the 0 to 26, which is a compilation of what various instructors of JIN SHIN JYUTSU thought about the safety energy locks. And I'll just briefly give you some ideas that are in this book from some of the instructors. Lynn Pfluger said 11 is an ascending energy lock that helps to unload excess baggage. Here we go, unloading the baggage. Years ago, I paid a visit to Scottsdale, which was the main office for JIN SHIN JYUTSU, to receive JIN SHIN JYUTSU sessions. During the week, I dreamt that I checked onto my homebound flight with empty suitcases. Interesting. On another trip, I dreamt that I was receiving golden liquid poured into my body from a silver pitcher through my 11s. So this dynamic energy lock harmonizes both unloading and receiving. As a governor of the breath, 11 directs the smooth exhalation down the front and inhalation receiving up the back. So 11 then is the hub, main center of the basic principle of down the front, up the back. Holding both 11s at the end of a session will harmonize the breath. Jed Schwartz. The simplicity of JIN SHIN JYUTSU allows us to be more by being less. And our 11s become the fulcrum to clear the front 11 and 15, helping the ascending energy, and the back 11 and 25, helping descending energy. I always remember how Mary Burmeister would bring things back to simple 11 and 15 and 11 and 25, and everything would be taken care of. Spend 15 minutes on 11 and 15 and 11 and 25 on both sides, and in 1 hour, clear the entire body. Matthias Roth. Out of the richness of 10, you become 11. Safety energy lock 10 is what he's referring to. Out of the richness of 10, who would want to hold on? The limitless life power through the 10 enables you to unload the excess. And this is all we ever want to do with any safety energy lock. Drop the excess baggage. Thus, 11 becomes the hub of all safety energy locks, as here we learn to be JIN SHIN JYUTSU. Nothing to fight for, nothing to flight from. Simply drop the tension and make room for harmony. There's a phrase, let go and let God. If we reflect back to what I mentioned on Safety Energy Lock 8 last week, that the letters G-O-D, like the letters A-U-M, actually add up to an 8. And Safety Energy Lock 8, by the way, for those of you that have understood or studied traditional Chinese medicine as well as JIN SHIN JYUTSU, will know that that safety energy lock is actually on the large intestine meridian and as well as the bladder. They're both descending pathways and they both help us let go. So there's a, if you like, a conspiracy by all these safety energy locks to help us let go in order to receive more energy. Wayne, do you have anything to add? You're muted. Wayne, you're muted.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What came to mind as you mentioned the 8s, Terry, is the relationship between 8 and 11.
Okay.
And I think for us as students of the art to recognize that number 11 is the master key for everything in the pelvis, to everything about the physical body in that dimension. So when we hold our 11s, we're helping the hip line. And we also learn through the art that number 8 opens the pelvis. And so what you have is a great partnership here where from below the hip line, we've got the 8, above, we've got the 11s, and they work for the physical body. So it's a nice relationship to work with together.
Yeah, thank you. So for those of you that are not familiar, we are very fortunate. We actually have Wayne with us today, and Wayne is a very experienced, long-time JIN SHIN JYUTSU instructor, nearly 50 years, isn't it, Wayne? Something like that.
Getting close. Yeah,
Yeah.
47.
One of the original 4 instructors of Mary Burmeister. and it's a privilege to have you on, Wayne. We're very fortunate. Thank you. So with that, I'm just going to put on a slideshow here so that we can have a look at the safety energy locks that we're going to work with to release that excess baggage. Here we go. Let's see if I can. Always have fun with this. So can you all see that? Let's do a yeah, that's weird. Ah, there is that safety energy lock 8 that Wayne and I were talking about. Came into the universe meaning rhythm, strength, and peace. I always like to just remind us of what Mary wrote there on the left side. I alone impose limitations upon myself. I alone am responsible for my being. No focusing on disorders, simply focus on 0 to 26. That's the safety energy locks. And you see the safety energy lock 8, that's what we call a middle 8, behind the knees there, center of the knee. And there's also the 8 on the edge of the fibia, which is connected to, I said earlier, the large intestine pathway. And below, Mary gave a simple way of also helping to release the 8, which was sitting on our sit bones, the 25s. Okay. In her discussion of 11, she showed us this position. The 11, for those of you that need experience with this, just place, because we're going to concentrate on the left side, just place your right hand over your left shoulder like a coat hanger and just connect there. Just place your hand there. Just feel that connection. And then here with the left hand, Mary's making a mudra with the thumb and the ring finger. That helps open the thoracic cavity. We're in second depth here with Safety Energy Lock 11. It's all about the breath, as Lynn, Matthias, and Jed spoke about in the book. So this is a great way of opening up the thoracic cavity. Let's just sit with that for a bit so we can connect to the energy of the 11 and see how you feel. And for those of you that are new, we're waiting to feel a pulse at the places where we have got our hands. So on the shoulder, very close to the neck, Safety Energy Lock 11. And this mudra, it's really the blood pulse. The blood actually follows the energy. It's the feeling of the pulse in the radial artery on your wrist. But at the same time, I don't want you to feel, oh, I didn't feel anything, so that's not good. No, no. There could be some kind of impedance there that's preventing you feeling that. That's okay. So now you know perhaps where you need to practice some JIN SHIN JYUTSU. So no worries, just allow. Exhale and receive the breath. Just remember you've got that whole body breath dimension. Notice any changes in your breath. Are you breathing deeper? And remember, you're letting go. You don't want to hold on to anything in the shoulders. All along here, we have other energy pathways, which include the small intestine, large intestine, gallbladder, umbilicus. They all want to be freed up. They all move through the hub. So let's just relax and allow that to happen. And our thoughts and our emotional responses when we begin anything are important because the energy will follow our thinking. So you might just want to observe what you're thinking right now. We're looking for harmony. So if your mind's going crazy, don't worry, but you could just inject the word, show me the harmony. Or phrase, I should say, show me the harmony. Show me balance. Or if you're thinking about dinner and whatever else, just have that intention quietly to show me the harmony. And all the cells in your body are hearing that message, by the way, and they want to respond. They take orders from your thinking, your thoughts, and your words. So if you want your cells to heal, rejuvenate, and expand, give them a positive, harmonious message. That's why I believe Mary spent a lot of time talking about words and describing different understandings in all the self-help books. In fact, I know for a fact that Mary used to get the magazine, The Word, written by the Unity Church, where they frame the thinking processes into harmonious language. So it's very important to Mary. She understood how thoughts and words can manifest our deeds, and we want the most harmonious manifestation. So how was that? You can relax, you can take your hands away, place them back in your lap, your groin area for a bit. Just notice how you felt, if you felt anything. No judgment, just observe. And now we're going to move into that dimension of the 36 breaths, the 4 times 9. Safety energy lock 4 is the window that lets in more light, and 9 is the end of a cycle, beginning of a new. So as we come into that frame of reference of the 11, letting go of our baggage, we're renewing. And we're going to do 4 sets of 9 exhalation inhalations with some self-help flows. And we're going to start off with a simple self-help that actually numerically adds up to a 9. You remember this picture at the beginning, sorry, not this particular image, but at the bottom of Safety Energy Lock 8, Mary showed the 25s as helping the 8's release. Well, here we're going to have the 11 with the 25 to help the energy of the 9 and move the energy up the back. So, quietly regenerating. Left hand on the sit bone, right hand on the 11. Make that connection. I know it's on the right side, but We're doing it on the left, so just switch over to the left. Make the connection with the safety energy lock 11 and 25. Exhale from your head through the 11, all the way down through the hip line, 15, all the way to the feet, to the earth. Then on the inhale, come back up from the 7 through the 25, the sit bone, all the way back to the 4 and back to the 11. Eight more times. By releasing the back, we can help energy more easily move down the front. If you come to the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just sit quietly and notice how you feel. I should say here for new people, you can hold these positions laying down as well, if it's more comfortable for you. You could do it standing, but normally sitting and laying down are the most comfortable ways. And notice if you're feeling any pulsations where your left and right hands are, 11 and 25. Then notice how you feel. JIN SHIN JYUTSU is an art of compassion, and compassion is usually felt in the heart. So be compassionate with yourself And if your mind is saying, oh, I don't get this at all, or, I'm not feeling this, just do an extra exhale. Let go of that concern, that worry or anxiety. It's just adding more baggage to number 11, which we don't want. So the next set of 9 exhalation inhalations is maybe going to be not immediately intuitive to everybody, but we're going to hold the upper arm with the opposite thigh, which is safety energy lock 19 and a high 1. Why are we doing this? Well, simply numerologically, 9, 1, and 1 is an 11. And we're allowing the safety energy lock 10, which I think it was Matthias talked about earlier, give us more of that outpouring of limitless life power to help us move, pull a little bit more of any excess baggage that remains stuck. So my right hand's going on the left upper arm. My left hand is going on the right thigh. And for 9 inhalations, let us begin. And just like Mary showed us the 11 and the ring finger and thumb, this is a bus line connection. So again, we're opening up the thoracic cavity to help us exhale and inhale more efficiently. And be mindful that as you're exhaling from the head through the hip to the toes, and then back on the toes through the hip line to the head. Energy, life force is set to spiral in a positive direction as we exhale and as we inhale. That relates to the whole idea of keeping a harmonious movement of energy. If by chance you're not feeling a strong connection to your feet, to the earth, you can just gently squeeze your toes a little bit and remind yourself you're moving energy down the front all the way down to the ground before you're receiving. Some of us these days are a little bit more concentrated above the waist than we are below. We want to get that 8 balance as above, so below, because that brings in head to toe balance, heaven to earth balance. So simple techniques to remind us of what we're wishing to become if we're not already. Often our great notions, ideas, don't manifest because we haven't sufficiently allowed the energy to move from head through to toe to be manifested, heaven to earth. There's some impedance somewhere, some blockage. We don't worry about it and get anxious about it. We just acknowledge it and have the intention to shift the blockages as best we can. And then when you've reached your 9th exhalation, inhalation, we've now done 18 exhalation, inhalations. Notice how you feel. Maybe you're aware now of areas that seem to be more blocked than others. Good. Just make a note of that. An area that you might want to focus on more at a later time. And the third set of 9 exhalation inhalations, we're going to actually move to helping that 9 frequency by placing the right hand between the 2 tendons in the elbow joint of the left arm. And that hand that was on the thighs is actually going to go down to the inside of the right knee. There isn't a good illustration of that in the self-help books. In fact, it's the same illustration as this. It was never altered. But friends, it is actually in between the tendons of the left arm and then the right knee. Maybe I can stop the slideshow at this point and show you. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. That's a good idea, but oh, wait a minute. We just leave it at that for now. So 9 exhalation inhalations. And the 19s are helping open up safety energy locks that are a little tricky to get to by yourself. So the 19 in here is helping open safety energy lock 9. And then the 1, the prime mover, is helping to pull down any of that excess baggage that we're still holding on to, even though we've come to the end of a cycle. It's helping the waistline And here in the waistline, that's where the mind tends to churn over things. Shall we, shan't we, could we, can't we? All the different trajectories that the mind tends to go on. Let's breathe through all that. The mind is basically a processor of information. It really gets a little too caught up, in my view, with making decisions which actually our soul knows better, which is more the 13 and 10 level, the bus line level, the thought level. So you might want to consider the mind as more of a processor, garbage in, process, garbage out, as they often say in computer speak. Respect it, but don't give it too much energy. Give it the job it has to do and leave it. And when you come to your 9th exhalation, inhalation, just again remain in a neutral space. You can leave your hands where they are if it's comfortable, or just place them in the groin. Because the last self-help flow that we're going to do is actually the 11 and 15. The 15, filling our hearts with joy and laughter as we bring the energy that's been ascending through the 11 back down, using the 11 with the 15, filling our hearts with joy and laughter. And guess what? If you add 11 and 15 together, they add up to an 8. So we're going back to source. I don't know if any of you experimented with that idea of maybe 8th depth represents the sound, AUM, oh, I don't know if you did. If you did, I'd be curious to see how it felt. It's not what Mary Burmeister taught, but she did say that 8th depth did represent the word. And as I said in last week's presentation, the word is understood to be Om or Amen or Amin in different understandings. Om is from Sanskrit, the oldest language apparently known to humans. Anyway, 11 and 15. You can see what's going on here. The right hand's going to go on the left 11, left hand in the groin area, 11 and 15. 9 exhalation inhalations. Here we go. Letting go of excess baggage and filling our hearts with joy and laughter. What a great concept. Let go and let G-O-D. G-O-D is sometimes translated as generator, operator, destroyer of the universe. For those from the Hindu traditions, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. We're just returning things back to their source. In this continuum of as above, so below, as above. Purifying our energy pathways and our energy locks so that we move into the present. We don't take anything that we don't need into the now. We just simply move into a more rarefied, clearer, perhaps purer, perhaps cleaner space where we can maybe manifest more of what is in harmony with our needs right now. I have nothing against New Year resolutions, but a lot of people tend not to manifest them for one reason or another. In a way, perhaps that's to do with projecting too far ahead and not staying present to what is as well. So if you have a intention that you want to manifest, drop it into your energy field. Allow your heart to receive the message. 11 and 15 might be a good way of opening up that channel. But don't hold on to it. Once you've had that intention, let it go. Let the seed sprout in the energy field. If we're always checking in on it and seeing if it's okay, sometimes that can prevent it from manifesting as easily or as efficiently as it could do. Remember, we're being, not doing. And being has a lot to do with letting go and letting G-O-D. I believe.
Mm. Mm.
So as you come to that ninth exhalation, inhalation, you've been on a journey of 36 breaths, opening up the pelvis, allowing energy to move up and down, observing if there are any blockages, maybe making a note of that, but not holding on, just exhaling through all those thoughts and just allowing the inhale to purify. By the way, let's end this.
Mm.
What's going on here? What's going on? Oh. That's interesting.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, you're welcome, Deborah. By the way, I forgot to mention when we were doing that, we were going across from one side to the other, he says, doing the same side. When we were doing this, the safety energy lock 8 is underneath between the tendons of the knee. If you want to get the 8 at the same time as the 1, because this is a mediation flow, you could have done that. So if you go back to holding high 19 and opposite high 1, that's there. But if you go down to the 1, which was between the tendons, you can actually get the 8 at the same time. Just wanted to mention that. Memory. It comes with age. So thank you, everybody. How are you all feeling? Anyone want to raise their hand? If I don't have an answer, I'm going to employ Wayne or Beth or anybody else who's an experienced practitioner. Any questions? Let's have a look in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Gratitude. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great thing. So if anyone was new, I hope that experience gave you a sample of how energy can move through your body just by placing your hands on simple safety energy locks. And those particular flows to help you move excess baggage, those thoughts or words that are impeding the progress that your soul so deeply needs. And we feel that connection in our heart. We show compassion to ourselves. JIN SHIN JYUTSU is described often as an art of compassion. So we don't get anxious if we didn't feel the pulses and worry. We just exhale. We let all that go because there is an intelligence in the energy pathways, in the energy field that surrounds us, that knows, that eighth depth source knows what we need to know. We just need to consider getting out of the way of ourselves. And like I said earlier, the mind often is the villain there, if you wish. Instead of allowing it to be the garbage in, garbage out processor, just like a computer hard drive, we want it to do everything, make all the decisions, this, that, and the other. The clarity, I believe, comes when we have cleared our energy pathways, our safety energy locks, and allowed our soul to speak, our intuition. And then it can hand the job to the mind. And the mind can process that information and then give it to our actions. Then we can move. So 9s, work your 19s, stop the rumination aspect of the mind. Oh, Becca, please.
Hi, thank you so much, as
Oh, you're
always.
welcome.
I have a question.
Sure.
So usually when I do this, I focus more on the exhale and then kind of a nice, gentle, light-filled inhale. I let it come in, kind of following the instructions. But today I've just got these huge, wide gulps of inhales. Gulps is a harsh word. It's not like that. I mean, so much that I'm actually lightheaded from it. So it's
Oh,
just like, so I don't know if that means I've like really cleared the ascending blockages, or it's just like this air just wants to come in and come in and come in, and I'm focusing on the exhale as much as I can, but the whole movement in me is just huge, lovely inhales, and I've never had that happen, so I don't know what that means. If it's good or if it's balanced or imbalanced, or I just don't know.
well, in the day, I would have personally, I'd have indulged, especially if I felt high. But actually, it's about harmony and balance. So if you feel that the energy is way up in your head, bring it down, and there's several ways of bringing it down. The 15 will help. It's a descending safety energy lock. 11 and 25, what we did, the the shoulder and the sit bone. That's another good way. Or just simply holding the ones. You can cross your hands and hold the inside of the knee, and just have that thought that you're bringing the energy down to your feet. I mentioned the energy
Well,
comes from your head.
Well, other than a little lightheaded, I don't feel like my energy's in the top. I feel like my whole chest and everything is just opening up kind of beautifully.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, that's perfect then, isn't it? If you
Terry,
don't feel,
may I respond to Beck
yeah,
to
sure
Becca?
one.
When I heard her say that, I was really happy for her
Right.
because a part of the art is to wake up and to feel what we've not been allowing. And so what I heard Becca saying was she is in a place in her life where she's allowing herself to feel the abundant inhale where maybe she's limited that before. And so I see it as a very positive action. While she was focused on letting go, she was being made aware of what's available with the inhale. And that could make you lightheaded because it's so abundant. So I'm happy for you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's not only to let go, it's also to be aware of what we can be, to allow ourselves to have the fullness of life. And sometimes we're so focused on getting rid of the project and denying this and resolving that, and that we don't allow ourselves to feel the abundance and the goodness of life. And I think that could make us a little dizzy sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you
There you
both.
are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, it is easy sometimes to just maybe over focus on the exhale too, yeah. So thank you. I appreciate that perspective. So folks, it's that balance between the exhale and the inhale. It's not just, oh, gotta let go, gotta let go. You gotta receive as well, yeah? You definitely gotta receive, yeah. Anybody else have any questions or comments, feedback, experiences? Anybody? Beth, say something.
I'm going to unmute. I don't have a raised hand on my Zoom today, so holding the center 19, and I was probably more at the high one, like kind of wasn't quite comfortable to reach. That was delicious. I felt a lot of gurgling, a lot release, and it was just amazing. I'm not sure I've ever really spent a lot of time. I've held the center 19, but not with another safety energy lock. So that was really beautiful. So thank you for that gift.
Oh, thank you. Everyone, you know, it's our collective energy field.
True.
I present, and you are in that collective energy, and we do it all together. It's beautiful. It's that community. So thank you, everyone, for providing that. Anybody else have any questions, any feedback? Anyone got a birthday?
Wayne's yesterday.
Oh, yes, of course, I said it at the beginning. Memory. Too blissed out. Wayne.
Terry, I want to say thank you for your service and the way you continue to bring us together as a community. And you mentioned it just now. I don't know that we really appreciate the value of a collective coming together. We can be so potent, so much more potent when we align ourselves, yeah, and focus on the harmony. Absolutely, we have projects, we have things that we need to do, but let's all spend some time focusing on the harmony instead of trying to fix something. Let's say thank you for all the good that we have. And you really help us to focus that together as a group, and that's a powerful force in the world, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well, I'm very grateful to you, Wayne, and Carlos, and all the teachers that are continuing to spread Mary Burmeister and Jerome Mari's art throughout the world. You know, we're connecting, and they're presenting the deeper aspects of the knowledge and giving us great opportunities to experience the wisdom. Wayne, I'd like to offer you a collective, connected blessing for your birthday. Would you like that?
I'd accept that gratefully, sure.
Okay, so I'm going to
Shani had a birthday on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right.
That.
Okay, so Shani, do you want to show yourself on the camera or no?
Hi, it's Shani. Hi, thanks.
Do you want to come on?
I am on.
No, I mean, do you want to be spotlighted?
Oh, sure, for a minute, I guess. Yes.
You all right about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got to
Sure,
find
thanks.
it. Yeah. Oh, I had you and then I lost you. There you go, Shani.
Still here. I'm still here. But
Yeah.
oh,
There you
okay.
go.
There she is. Great.
So
Thanks.
Shani and Wayne, bless you on your time when you received, my understanding is like a boost to your energy field, that special time when you first incarnated this time around. That's my personal belief. So everybody who's still with us, let's join hearts and hands together. And in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, the hand is that jumper cable. And Wayne and Shani, you can you can do whatever you feel is comfortable. Place your hands in your 15s in your groin area to receive, whatever you feel is comfortable. And the rest of us will just connect our hands, thumb to thumb, little finger to little finger, to one another. Sorry, little finger to thumb. And allow that jumper cable energy, that universal energy, in this case, the light of seventh depth, victory, perfect life power, to move through us in our circle, in our community, and to Wayne and Shani. Let us just begin, relax, drop your shoulders, and allow the energy to come through. If you allow it to come through the center of your palm, that's a 26, that's an 8, that's source. Let's begin. So the energy generally tells you when it's ready to slow down, if you like. And we can just bring our hands together in this prayer position where all the energy pathways are connecting here, and we say, thank you for the gift of Jin Shin Jyutsu, the opportunity to share. Thank you, Wayne and Shani. And let me get...
Terry, may I share one message from Mary tonight? That I'm feeling strongly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mary told us, if you're busy judging people, you have no time to love them. And that's no more real for others than it is for ourselves. And so please, let's all be mindful, not that we don't have work to do, not that we're not in need of growth and movement, but let's also not beat ourselves up. Give yourself a pat on the back with that 11. And allow yourself to be joyful for who and what you are. There's so much criticism in the world today. Let's focus on the harmony. And remember, you are incredible.
Beautiful. Thank you, Wayne. Okay, folks, I'm going to stop the recording now.